We've been struggling for more than a month now to drill an 8-inch borehole up through the mesa where we first encountered a massive dome-shaped object back in 2021.
Just now, a UFO slammed into the rocky mesa of Skinwalker Ranch, and our drill shut down without warning. We've been digging down to an odd dome-shaped structure discovered in 2021, which is made from stuff that looks like it came from another planet. As we scrambled to get our drill working again, we found strange metal bits mixed in with the dirt and rocks. Could this gel be alien life or technology from the crashed UFO? Tune in as we dissect this eerie discovery and what it means for the secrets buried deep beneath the ranch. A subterranean alien mystery. As the team's signal device suddenly went silent, they thought they might have finally reached the mysterious dome beneath the mesa. For the last month, they've been drilling an 8-inch wide tunnel drawn to a strange dome-shaped structure found underground back in 2021. Recent scans had shown even more unusual shapes nearby, made of materials similar to those found in spacecraft. It made them wonder, could something underground be interfering with their equipment? Let's find out what secrets lie beneath Skinwalker Ranch. As the silence grew thicker, the group's leader peered into the tunnel's shadows, heart racing with anticipation and fear. In their rush to fix the problem, the drill operator realized he couldn't tell exactly where the drill head was. After clearing away some debris, the team prepared to check if any strange metals had surfaced. During this intense moment, one of the crew members spotted something odd in the materials they had pulled out. You grabbed a storage bag from the shelf, thinking about what this gel-like substance could be. Was it something from Earth or perhaps a living organism? The thought of sealing it away made you hesitate, as if you were about to lock up a fantastic discovery. You carefully placed the gel into the bag, aware of its possible importance. The chance to discover something completely new and mysterious excited you. You planned to have the material examined by experts who might determine if it was something natural or maybe even something more incredible. Even as you sealed the bag, you couldn't stop thinking about all the possibilities. This green, gel-like material could hold clues to new knowledge about our planet, or perhaps even worlds beyond it. With every new finding, your curiosity grew stronger, pulling you deeper into the quest to understand the green gel. What secrets might it reveal? With these colorful materials in sight, their usual digging routine was thrown off course. The pink and green jelly-like substances were not just pretty to look at. They also seemed to hint at something alive or biological, which was a completely new idea for this place, where they normally found solid rock. The possibility of discovering something unknown to science sparked even more curiosity in Travis and Caleb. They decided to look into this strange find more closely. They sifted through the piles of dirt they had already dug up, turning over each shovelful with growing excitement. The bright colors in the soil raised many questions and ideas about what could be causing them and what they were made of. Suddenly, this day at the digging site went from being just another day to something truly special. They felt like they were on the brink of finding something unique. But that wasn't the most surprising part. What made it even more intriguing was the unusual piece of timber they found buried beneath the mesa. The quiet emptiness of the ranch only seemed to increase their curiosity about this strange discovery. The timber wasn't like any piece you'd find in a regular forest. It looked like it had been carefully carved or maybe shaped by a machine. With no known mining history in the area, this led them to wonder if there could be hidden pathways or even long-forgotten tunnels under the mesa. As we dig deeper, unexpected truths begin to surface, uncovering the hidden stories of the mesa. Driven by a desire to solve this mystery, the team decided to dig deeper into the mesa. Holding a piece of the strange timber, they felt even more determined to uncover its origins and learn what stories it might hold about the ranch. But the timber wasn't the only mystery they were chasing. They reached out to Dr. Powers at the University of Utah to get some expert help. They sent samples of the timber, hoping to find out its age and where it came from through scientific tests. As the day to review the results got closer, the excitement among the team grew. They gathered together, each one wondering what the timber's history could reveal. They set up a video call, opening a digital doorway to what might be groundbreaking news. When Dr. Powers began to explain his discoveries, we all leaned in, eager to hear every word. Each piece of information he shared was like a missing puzzle piece, helping us uncover the forgotten stories hidden beneath the ranch. What began as a simple question had turned into an exciting adventure to unearth the history of this mysterious place. Our investigation started with a curious piece of wood we found buried in a mound of dirt. We decided to test it using different scientific methods and tools. Under special lighting and magnification, we noticed unusual patterns on the wood's surface, tiny holes that seemed to tell their own story. These holes suggested the wood might be from a type of plant that produces a lot of spores, or perhaps one that lives in water. As we examined these patterns closely, we began to think that this wood could have come from a water-loving plant. We compared it with other known aquatic plants that showed similar characteristics, which supported our idea. But the real mystery was how a piece of water plant ended up buried here, in such dry surroundings. The wood structure hinted at a very different environment in the past, one that could have been much wetter than what we see today. This led us to think about possible changes in the local habitat over time, or unique ways this plant fragment might have traveled here. Such clues could help us understand past climate events and geological changes in the region. As we dug deeper into the details of this wood sample, we felt like we were piecing together a historical story, where every small detail helped us see the ancient landscape that once existed here. But this wasn't even the most surprising part. This little piece of wood might hold the key to uncovering the history of ancient rivers or wetlands that have long disappeared. By continuing to study it, we hope to paint a clearer picture of the Earth's ecological and geographical past. When we looked even closer at the images of the wood, it became more apparent that the patterns and openings were parts of a water plant. At first, these small holes puzzled us. Then Dr. Powers explained that, unlike what we first thought, these were not man-made carvings, but natural parts of a plant, which left us both surprised and curious. Every discovery leads us to more questions. Discoveries under the surface. The bigger question remained: how did a piece of a water plant end up nearly 200 feet below the surface of the mesa? Our team, experienced in drilling through the mesa's thick sandstone layers that rarely contain organic matter, was left scratching our heads over this discovery. Dr. Powers proposed that perhaps our drilling had uncovered an ancient, buried marshland, suggesting a dramatic change in the landscape over thousands of years. Inspired by this new idea, we felt even more determined to keep investigating the mesa. Researchers are closely examining old plant samples, especially those with a soft, sponge-like texture. These pieces of plants, which look like they come from ancient times, were found in a messy, rubble-filled area of the mesa. The composition of these fragments suggests a hidden, unexplored history buried beneath the surface. During a trip to an unusual rock formation, one scientist discovered a strange, jelly-like substance that didn't seem to belong to the area's known history. Out of curiosity, they prepared a thin layer of this substance for a closer look under a microscope. What they saw was a peculiar shade of green, which raised many questions about where it came from and what it was made of. The unexpected discovery of this green gel led to more studies and further investigation. At first, scientists thought the green color might come from algae, but they still need to confirm this. The research team is digging deeper to figure out what this color means and how it might relate to the region's ancient environment. This study could provide valuable insights into how the climate and ecology of this area have changed over thousands of years. But the mystery deepens. When they took a closer look at the algae's strange colors, they realized these shades didn't come from common plant pigments like chlorophyll. Intrigued, the scientists prepared another sample. This time they noticed that the gooey layer had disappeared, leaving behind only tiny, solid bits. These bits looked like small, charred remains of plants, sparking debates about where these burnt pieces came from and what they might reveal about the past. Understanding the source and impact of such burning events could help explain the geological and ecological history of the area. It also raises questions about how often fires have occurred here and their role in shaping the environment. Finding these charred plant remains adds more complexity to the research, highlighting the constantly changing and sometimes chaotic nature of natural landscapes. It shows a clear need for more thorough investigations to uncover the full story of past events deep within the mesa and how they have affected nearby ecosystems. But that's not the most puzzling part. At Skinwalker Ranch, the team is buzzing with excitement and curiosity. They have discovered strange formations under the mesa that could be metallic tunnels found using ground-penetrating radar. These findings are especially confusing because electronic devices, like GPS units, are malfunctioning, suggesting some hidden forces underground that are disrupting the signals. During a tough drilling operation near a triangular area, some team members noticed a metallic taste in their mouths, possibly due to electromagnetic disturbances or other strange activities at the site. At the same time, there were glitches in electronic devices, sparking more conversations about the hidden mysteries beneath the surface. As the team tried to drill deeper, they encountered technical problems and unexpected findings in the core samples, such as empty spaces or odd materials. These challenges have forced the team to introduce extra safety measures and rethink their strategies. As we uncover more, reality itself seems to shift. The ongoing quest at Skinwalker Ranch. These obstacles are making the ongoing investigations at Skinwalker Ranch even more complicated. The team expects to uncover even more surprising findings as they continue their search to understand the unknown. A new sensor developed by Callista has brought a renewed sense of excitement to the team's efforts. In the busy command center, there is a feeling of excitement as the team prepares to welcome a new addition. The center of their attention is Callista Taylor, a bright young scientist invited to help with data collection for the drilling project. Callista, the daughter of a team member, has been fascinated by science from a young age, and this opportunity to participate in a real scientific mission is a dream come true. Callista has been hard at work designing a new sensor to support the team. She built it, ran tests, and even programmed it. This device has several sensors inside, all connected to two small computers. It can track GPS signals, measure altitude with pressure sensors, and map paths using accelerometer data, providing detailed mapping capabilities. Inspired by her father's suggestion, Callista took on this project during her second year of electrical engineering studies. She focused on developing a sensor system that could monitor various environmental factors like GPS coordinates, air pressure, temperature, and humidity. The goal was to uncover complex environmental patterns using data collected from these devices. Excited to dive into the latest technology, they arranged a meeting with Caleb, who was passionate about tech, to try out some experiments in the great outdoors. Their goal was to collect the most recent data and learn more about the local environment. The sensor they were using promised to give them a better understanding of how things in nature interact, making every field trip a step closer to gaining more knowledge. Just a few steps away from the drilling area, they connected Callista's advanced sensor setup to Jim Ryan's heavy drone. Jim then flew the drone to the eastern field to check for any differences between these spots. They weren't sure if the changes they saw in the air and possibly underground were connected, but this test could help clear that up. They decided to head back into the problem area, and the signal returned, green and strong again. They hoped the sensor might help explain these strange events. Getting a clear answer would be a big help. Thinking they needed to dig deeper, they chose to launch rockets into the sky to search for anything unusual. At the control center, Eric kept a close eye on the screens, which showed data from various devices, a spectrum analyzer, signal detectors, and security cameras. Caleb got the green light to start the countdown. As he counted down, rockets shot up into the sky. But this wasn't the end of their surprises. Almost immediately, they spotted something unexpected in the sky. A bright, flickering object stood out against the dark background. They debated whether it was an airplane, but it was clear that this object wasn't acting like a regular plane. It added an interesting twist to their research. In the southwestern sky, a strange light flashed on and off, glowing brightly, then fading away, almost as if playing a cosmic game of hide and seek. Someone grabbed a walkie-talkie and urgently called out, trying to establish a connection. At a remote drill site, a puzzling light blinked across the sky. It was bright and clear at first, but then it dimmed suddenly, possibly hidden by clouds. From another spot, Travis confirmed that the light was still flickering, ruling out the chance of it being a brief flash. But that wasn't the strangest part. Driven by curiosity, they decided to launch another rocket to see if it would trigger any response. As they got ready, an unidentified flying object appeared, a huge round shape standing out against the night sky, not matching anything in the official aircraft records. With new tools, we're on the edge of a breakthrough, a night of discovery. They sent up another drone, this one equipped with the advanced Callista sensor, to scan the field for more data. Back at their base, they examined the three-dimensional data the drone had collected, paying special attention to its GPS locations. A particular point on their screens caught their attention. It didn't match where the drone was supposed to go. When the team looked closer, they found even more differences. The altitude readings showed the drone was flying much lower than it was supposed to. Then there was a sudden drop in the numbers, pointing to something unusual over East Canyon, a place already known for strange measurements in the past. The most recent data from the Callista sensor only added to the mystery surrounding this area. Strange lights and sensor readings made the team even more eager to investigate further. Nearby, in the East Field, the team noticed the same odd activities as before. Unidentified flying objects were seen moving toward the triangular zone. Using these events as clues, the team was able to gather more data and even capture video footage on the very night they got close to the triangle. For decades, people around the world have reported seeing strange triangular objects in the sky, often noting their unusual movements. For example, in the late 80s and early 90s in Belgium, many people, including police officers, saw these triangular shapes. The Belgian Air Force tried to chase them, but found that the objects moved at incredible speeds and could change direction abruptly. But this wasn't the only time. Similar sightings have been reported in other parts of Europe and the United States. Between 1983 and 1986, a large, silent, triangular craft was often seen over Hudson Valley, New York. It attracted so much attention that it even caused traffic jams as people stopped to watch. Then in 1997, Phoenix, Arizona, became a hotspot when thousands of people saw a massive V-shaped object that seemed as wide as several football fields. But this wasn't the end of the story. The mystery of these triangular UFOs continues to capture the public's and researchers' attention. Despite many investigations by both government agencies and independent researchers, many of these sightings remain unexplained. Some people think they might be secret military aircraft, optical illusions, or even aliens in origin. Whatever the case, the ongoing reports of these sightings keep the interest alive and spark more research into what these objects could be. In one particularly striking video, a sudden flash of light brightens the night sky, almost like fireworks or far-off lightning. The light fills the frame for a moment before slowly fading, but there remains a bright spot in the middle that continues to glow. Even as the light dims, it leaves a lasting impression against the dark night sky. Eric notes that this bright flash happened several times over a few minutes in the footage. At one point, the light became very intense again before quickly fading, though it wasn't as bright as the first flash. These flashes weren't the only unusual things spotted that night. The team started to wonder about what could be causing these flashes and why they seemed to happen so often at the ranch. The ranch itself has always been a place full of unexplained events. For example, when rockets were launched over the Triangle Zone, the GPS devices began picking up signals from underground, hinting at some hidden tunnel or passageway. This strange occurrence brings to mind the old saying, "As above, so below," suggesting there might be a mysterious connection we haven't discovered yet. What could be causing these mysterious flashes and underground signals at the ranch? Could there be a hidden connection waiting to be uncovered? Comment your theories below, and don't forget to subscribe for more.